Hey, sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I hope everybody can hear me. Let me know if you can't for some reason. Uh, we're gonna do this thing tonight. I'm gonna wait for the chat. Okay, good deal. So, good news, bad news. There was an update for Vampire the Masquerade Night Road. I don't know what that update was. Unfortunately, it started us back at the beginning of this chapter. So, yeah, that's that's where we're at. I'm not sure what to do with that, other than what are you gonna do? Wow, giving Roxy lots of business for being late, almost late. I mean, it's terrible. No, we didn't. We because this is before we even go out there. I'm about to go talk to Elena about going with me. Doing dishes. Why are you being Let's put priorities first. Responsibilities second. Coming and seeing Matt first. Okay? No. So, or we'll figure it out. It's not the end of the world. We'll get caught back up to where we were and go forward. That's what I got right now. Yeah. So, no fancy red stuff right now. I'm kind of lazy, but we'll get there. All right. So, Tucson, Arizona, night of November 22nd, sunrise 6:59 a.m. Oh, hey, don't forget to join our Discord. We are still I, a couple of things. We still have our extra life. We're still doing extra life. We still have that campaign running. That's going through the end of the year. So I have raised, I think, a little over $100. Yes, $115. I think it should be 140. Well, but either way, I've raised a little bit of money, but we're not anywhere near the $500 goal that I set for myself this year. Oh yeah, it is. I'll get to that. So if you get a chance, it'll pop up throughout the night. Go over to the link for Extra Life to help support Riley Children's Hospital. The money goes straight to them. I know that Extra Life, of course, takes a smidge off to do their bureaucracy stuff, but the majority of that, the large majority of that, goes straight to Riley, and Riley is fantastic. Also, you can join our Discord. That is fantastic. We're doing good stuff there. We get to look at all the good food Roxy's making, and then be really jealous that we're not having beef stroganoff tonight. Although I'll take that back because Justine, my roommate Justine, made sort of a chicken pot pie without a pie in the crock pot. It was delicious, and then made imitation cheddar bay biscuits. Why are we sniffing my beard? You guys are weird. I love it. So come over to the Discord. Come check that out. We are going to be playing Illuminated Page on Thursday. Oh yes, it is fresh, quite fresh. We are playing Illuminated Page on Thursday. They have just left Australia. They're currently headed to China. I don't remember if we made it there or not. I think we just stopped in Singapore and let everybody do a little kind of level up things. There we go. See, just right there. Roxy's on top of this. So come check out Illuminated Page on Friday. I will be doing Matt plays for Solasta Crown of the Magister. It's so that's coming up too. That'll be back to its normal time at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then what we should have done last Saturday, unfortunately, was canceled because of internet issues with our host. So we will be playing D&D on Saturday for, or I will be playing D&D Saturday for Nerd Asylum, and you can follow the link there to twitch.tv/the_nerd_asylum. And of course, check out Call of Dice. That's this coming Monday. They'll be back with their second episode. They're fantastic. That's at noon Eastern time. Looks like we are going to skip next Thursday for Growing Shadows. Our next episode is on Sunday, November 22nd. which is this coming Sunday. So we're going to get it a little early even. It'll be kind of exciting. I don't know what time that is, but I'm sure Roxy will inform us here in a second. I don't know. We got stuff coming up. Don't worry. And then we've got a Christmas game coming up. We haven't settled anything on that for cast or anything. We will be playing. They will be playing 2:30 on Sunday the 22nd at 2:30 Central Standard Time. We haven't finalized anything specific for the Christmas game, but that is coming up, and that will probably be announced officially. I'd say Thursday. I'll have at least knocked out the days and the name of the game by Thursday. We've been working hard on some scheduling stuff, figuring out what the end of Illuminated Pages season looks like, and the start of the next season, and the transition there. Bunkhouse B is coming back, so you'll get to see Kevin and the other two, Ricky and that other kid. I don't know. And see how badly they've been traumatized by their experiences. That'll be fun. And then, Star Trek kicks off in January. We are London. That's right. We are currently done with some of the pre-work. All of the characters have backgrounds now. We've got art for all of the characters. We're waiting on art only for the captain, who is an NPC anyway, so that's not the end of the world. So that'll be coming in January. That should be fun, and a big kickoff for that will start in December to kind of prep everybody, give a story of the ship and what's been going on. Well, we're going to get there, so look forward to that, and I think that's it for announcements, unless I missed something, and I might have. I don't know. So thank you guys for being here, for coming out. We're glad that you're here. Looks like we got good numbers in chat. That's good. That's real good. So I had a job interview today, so I cleaned it up. Notice I shaved all, I trimmed all down, and cleaned all this up, and then I got to the interview and I wore a mask all day. So you could totally not tell at all that I did all the work that I did to pretty myself up for that. So it's really just for you guys. It was really good. I think if I got this job, I could be pretty happy with it. So. And it's around the corner from the hookah place, and I'm not opposed to doing that. So that'd be fantastic. It did fit way better. It felt, other than outside was cold, because I don't normally have exposed cheeks or the under flap. So, yeah. We'll see. They said by Monday I should know if there's a second interview, so that'll be good. Well, Roxy, the obvious answer to that is move up here. I know that you're definitely not planning to do that anytime soon. Oh, there's some good all-you-can-eat sushi places here. If it's still safe to go out, it may or may not be. We don't know. So, we're going to get back to the story. I'm going to click the right button. There it is. Yeah. Yes, a sushi rave. I mean, I don't need it either, but here's the thing. It's mostly protein, so it's good for you. Ooh, are you going to pho? Are you getting pho? Are you going to go to Felicious? Because, Felicious. Yeah, Felicious. All right. I'm going to get into the story. I'm also a little tired today. So, I want some pho really bad. I want Felicious. Hey, if you're in the Houston, Texas area, up in Spring-ish is a fantastic pho place called Felicious. I have no idea what the street it's on, although Roxy and or John are going to tell you here in just a second. You should go check them out. It's really good. They're fun people. It's not a huge shop, but they're super friendly, super good food. Love going there every time. I suggest their main pho dish. I don't remember what it was called. I'm sure John and Roxy. There. Oh, it's Fu Manchung, and the dish is called Felicious. So definitely check that out in Spring, Texas. It is definitely worthwhile. that we are not sponsored by them. Although if Fu Manchung wanted to sponsor us, I'd be happy to take pho in exchange for this. Yeah. So get back. Good. That's real good. I'm glad to see that. I know that a lot of small food places are having trouble with that, and it's making it rough. But I'm glad that they're being serious about it. So, yeah, whew, it's been a day. It's been a tiring day. So let's. We're gonna tell a story. I'm gonna read you guys a story. You guys get all cozied in your bed. We'll read a story about vampires and murder, and it'll be good. Man, I'm not even sure we're gonna make the same choices. Yeah, no, Texas's roads are weird. Real weird. I don't I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Tucson, Arizona, night of November 22nd. Sunrise is 6:59 a.m. You head for Covenant Pawn Shop and explain the trip to Alina. Alina is currently our ghoul, so she's kind of a friend. She's going to help us out, hopefully not murder us later. We'll see. She seems convinced that she could get inside by selling the door guards a bunch of cool knives, which seems ridiculous, but whatever. She'll get there before you, and if the guards arrest her, well, you'll try to smooth it over with Dr. Caul. There's no traffic in Tucson that evening as you drive to the Viper and drift to a halt outside. Yeah, and don't forget, like, this is before we went and almost got murdered by the Anarchs slash also the Second Inquisition. Like there's a lot that happened last week that we haven't done now, but that's okay. There's no traffic in Tucson that evening. As you drive to the Viper and drift to a halt outside, it's quiet. No other couriers, no Prince Latau. Just like your first mission, Riga watches you. And just like your first mission, a flunky runs up to your car. He hands you a lockbox. Yeah, this is before the plane. We seriously lost a bunch of stuff. You peel out. You're at the edge of town when you realize that you've done two jobs for Prince Latau, and you're getting low on supplies. Microfiber towels, zip ties, lines for cinching a tarp shut if you're stuck outside. Fortunately, we did not do this. The crap is going on. I'm going to go check my carrot sheet. Hold on. Hunger's fine. We did not have a Masquerade violation. Character sheet looks right. There. That looks relatively right. That looks mostly right. Okay. Huh. Alright, whatever. Return to the game. Okay. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't remember this at all. That's cool. You're at the edge of town when you realize you've done two jobs for Prince Latau and you're getting low on supplies. Microfiber towels, zip ties, lines for cinching a tarp shut if you're stuck out in the sun, that kind of thing. Fortunately, it's still early, so you roll into an AutoZone across from a convenience store where you can stock up. You let Moon out to run around, then pass the payphone there and check it to make sure it still works. You know every payphone in Tucson. You get a dial tone, you walk inside. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I'm not going to worry about it. It's just the fun of this. So it was I bought this through Steam. So Steam forced an update, and when it did, it may have lost some of our decisions. I don't know. It would be weird, but it would not be the end of the world. You walk inside, and you instantly know you're being watched. I walk out. I'm not getting dusted tonight. Bye. I'm here to fix my car. Someone wants to come at me while I'm buying armor all. Fine, but I need armor all. Do I really need armor all? I get ready to grow my claws. The best defense is disemboweling someone in a car parts store. Watched by whom? I walk the aisles, confident I can spot whoever is looking for me. So my says the storyteller mode is on. Okay. I like the last one. I don't know about you guys. Cool. So we're gonna go forward. There we go. Uh-huh. Yeah, we did not do this at all. You keep browsing while you watch the anti-theft mirrors. You don't have any trouble spotting the woman who's looking for you because she's the size of two big men. You can tell because she's got two big men beside her. You don't have any trouble spotting the woman who's looking for you because she's the size of two big men. You can tell because she has two. That's what I thought it said. All three wear too tight black suits. You see the cashier watching you from the anti-theft mirror. She wears a red AutoZone polo, but from the way she's standing, she's just drawn a pistol and she's holding it below the counter. Good evening, Ransom, the woman says. You memorize her features: white, middle-aged, graying brown hair, and a French braid, really huge. My name is Agent Donati with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I did read all the choices. We'll do it again, though. We'll do this one, though. Yeah, this is the chick. I don't know, like, something has happened. It's okay. So, I don't speak with the police. Always the safest answer. I go back to my B&W. The nicest smile I can manage. Of course, Agent Donati. How can I help you? Eat shit, pig. You've got nothing on me. Oh, you must be the Inquisition. I'm not interested in wasting time dancing around the truth. Oh, I kind of like that last one. Yeah, I do remember the French braid. This is weird. I'm not sure if maybe... I can't... No. I don't know. It must have messed up our choices. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, so I'm going to go with the last one. You must be the Inquisition. The two big boys behind her take a step back, but Agent Donati only says, "You don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to hear a bunch of nonsense about the 111th or the Ivory Tower or the Black Hand or the Malkavians. I'm just here for regular information so I can arrest a regular citizen." Me? No, Letao Kaminsky. Oh, well. He has a name? Whatever, I don't care what happens to the prince. Never heard of him. I'm not telling a hunter anything about the Camarilla. What's it worth to you? Maybe we can strike a deal. I'm interested. The kindred are corrupt and violent. Maybe I can use Donati against them. I like 1, 2, 1, 3, or 4. I don't know if I care about... I don't want to say... Like, the Camarilla thing seems to align us more and more with the Camarilla. I'm going to actually hit show stats and see if it's going to... Because currently... Whoa. Oh, you know what? I bet it's under relationships. Sorry. Yeah, we're not doing great with the Camarilla anyway. So, 3. Cool. What's it worth to you? Cool. Maybe we can strike a deal. I've been doing this for longer than you know, and I still don't have a lot of time. Agent Donati says, "So I'll be quick. Or do you want to check your watch?" You fight the urge. Letao Kaminsky is the head of a crime syndicate that stretches across most of Arizona. His organization is involved with human trafficking, organ legging, racketeering, organized auto theft, and fraud so long-running and extensive that in order to encompass its full extent, I had to track down copies from the French Sirte and Spanish Guardia Civil, and Turkish translations from the Ottoman Empire. Do you understand what I mean? Do you understand how long this has been going on? She sounds tired. Then her eyes narrow as more customers arrive. One watches you suspiciously from beneath a low-slung black cap. Hunter, investigator, whoever he is, this is a problem. Donati waits answers. But you don't want to say anything too revealing. The Masquerade is strained enough in Tucson without one more curious citizen tipping over into active supernatural sleuth. What are you planning? And be honest. I keep my eyes and ears open, try to keep my mouth shut. I don't want to run my mouth in a way that breaches the Masquerade around these customers. I'm serious about you making it worth my while. What can you offer me? I might as well negotiate and see what I can get. I lower my voice dangerously. That's going to be a short shootout, John, because I don't have a gun. I lower my voice dangerously. You need to get out of my face, because if you say something to these customers I don't like, I'm going to make sure they die. That should impress the Camarilla if anyone's listening. This Kaminsky guy must be really old. Shouldn't be hard to arrest an old guy. I play dumb, lying and manipulating Donati into telling me useful information I can use. My wits awareness is probably my best, and I actually like that first one, asking what they're planning. So my resolve and intimidation. My intimidation's a 0? Yeah, my intimidation's a 0. My resolve's a 4, but my awareness is a 3. And my wits is a 1. So I would be at 4 on either one of them. But I feel like the awareness is a better choice. Yeah. So I think number 1 is the way to go. Cool. We are planning to protect America from people like Mr. Kaminsky. Agent Donati says, annoyed at the need to drop her voice so the customers don't overhear her. Our methods are unconventional. What did I do? What did I do to violate the Masquerade? I'm curious. Was it telling Alina? So that's bad. Our methods are unconventional, and they might even interest you. But right now, I only want your assistance for when we move on Tucson. What is that, you ask, wandering away from the customers. Donati follows. She doesn't answer, but she does hand you a card, sliding it into your hand so no one can see. You check the card. U.S. Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Samantha Donati, Special Affairs Division. There's a physical address, an email address, and 2 phone numbers. When you glance up again, you see her rolling out of the parking lot in a dark blue 1963 Ford Fairlane. The cashier took off, so you just grab what you need and head back to your BMW. Riga watches you from the roof of the AutoZone as you leave. Well, that's no good. Riga knows. Riga is the Prince's Eagle. It's a 9-hour drive. Yeah, I'm assuming it's the Ghouling. It's a 9-hour drive, and you've researched motels and abandoned buildings at Albuquerque in case traffic or trouble leaves you stranded. Fortunately, traffic is light. This is where I remember starting. I don't remember doing any of that last encounter. Maybe it updated and that last encounter was an update. I don't know. Fortunately, traffic is light. You drive east on 10 and past the spot where you ditched your Honda CRX. Idly curious, you spend 20 minutes exploring the abandoned filling station, but no evidence remains of your battle against the White. Julian texts you as you're headed back to your car. She's going to turn you into a newt when she learns the Eagles cut her off. Before you can respond, another text. Get her on our side, or try and recruit her scholars, scientists, etc. I need good people, and unlike some usurpers I could name, I don't spit acid at people when I lose my temper. An hour later, he texts, learn everything you can about the facility. Collect blood samples if possible. I hear she's captured a witch. I don't believe in witches, but check it out anyway. 20 minutes later, a final text. I've ruined another of your phones. Drop it off in the bathroom of the next Shell station. Don't destroy the SIM card. there's a replacement under the sink. Water, water, get some water. A few more minutes up the road, you spot the Shell station. You pull in and do the phone trick again. A few minutes later, you pass a garage marked with Julian's karambit and make a mental note of its location. The hard copy map on your dashboard insists that you're going from one town to the next, but you don't see anything, just road and distant lights. From the highway, even Albuquerque is just a blur of, oh, you know what? Maybe it replaced the thing with the airstrip with this. Weird. Okay. I don't know. That's cool. Not a big deal. From the highway, even Albuquerque is just a blur of low buildings and exit ramps. Past Santa Fe, the landscape grows more lush with scrubby trees lining the highway and the distant hills dotted with green, subtle hues visible to your sensitive eyes. The drive takes you through lots of towns with named after bigger towns. The landscape grows rocky and pale cliffs rise beside the road. You stop at the last all-night gas station to fill your BMW's tank, then head into the wild and ungoogled landscape that stretches flat all the way to St. Louis for all you know. There's no radio out here, so you try and enjoy the sound of the engine because you don't want anything on your disposable phones. No trouble though, no tails, no weird unmarked cars, no eagles circling for now. Yeah, so this is also where we met up with the cop that works for Latau, and they hand off a thing. And I'm not sure that encounter is going to happen, because we weren't told about it. Researching Invidia Caul has been difficult even with Julian's interest in recruiting her. Invidia first popped up in a major New York... Yeah, Carlos. In a major New York chantry as the errand girl for a far more powerful member of Clan Tremere. When the beckoning lured the elders to the Middle East and the Second Inquisition destroyed the Tremere's most important chantry in Vienna, she grabbed as many resources as she could and fled into the desert. Like plenty of scholarly kindred, Dr. Caul's dreams of breeding animals with human quality blood. You're not sure if she's been successful, but you know that her facility, Kiowa Xenogenetics, has connections to biomedical firms all over the world. Too many connections, in fact. Those connections don't exactly represent a breach of the Masquerade, but the whole situation is too close to daylight for Prince Latau's liking. No wonder he's shutting her down. He'd probably wipe KXG off the map if he could. She isn't going to like that, and vampires tend to shoot the messenger. You pass an old mining village, abandoned since cowboy times, and stop to mark its location on the map. A few buildings might offer you cover from the sunlight if things go badly. There are no signs, and the fence looks like all the others, but you know you're close when the road gets better. When you spot a headlight in the distance, you instinctively kill your BMW's light and pull over. Two Kawasaki ATVs rumble down a side road. Men with rifles and helmets ride the ATVs. They look like border patrol, but you know they're private security. Good ones, too, if those bolt-action Bad Rock rifles are anything to go by. Those are guns for people who don't miss. One shot will drop a buffalo or a vampire. You're just wondering whether or to turn your lights back on and introduce yourself since you have all the paperwork in order, when the guards take off, followed by a low-flying quadcopter drone. Another mile down the road, you spot the sheep. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's real weird, but, it happens. They look like regular sheep, except they're wearing tracking collars. Yeah, a gun that works on vampires. So basically, it's just going to be a high caliber. I mean, high caliber guns are going to do that, especially from a distance. If they're bolt action, they've got to be from a distance. And they have 4-digit numbers painted on one flank. These must be Dr. Caul's Xenogenetic specimens. You remember Julian's text. He'd like a sample. He's been courteous so far, but you haven't really impressed him. Maybe this is an opportunity. You're not sure you want to sink your fangs into one of the Xeno sheep, but there are other animals about. Now might be a good time to hunt. Yeah. So in this system, there's not bashing anymore. There's superficial and another kind of damage. Because I've been watching LA by Night. So the superficial stuff heals, but the system is pretty different from how it used to be, and it's actually pretty dangerous to get into like combat. So yeah, I think it was to update it so that vampires aren't these like combat monsters. They're still able to do some damage and be serious. Yeah, so Latal told me that somebody was going to meet. Yeah, okay, and that's probably what triggered the other one. So I don't know why it bumped us a chapter. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, like there's a lot of differences in how it handles itself, and as you get damaged, if you're already hungry, it can make a lot of problems. So that's a thing to keep in mind. I am going to go look at my character sheet again because my hunger is pretty bad. Okay. Do I want to feed on the sheep? Maybe. Actually, if I'm going to feed, I want to look for regular animals. Um, so do we extract some blood and for Julian, or do I go feed on some animals? What do you guys think? My hunger's at a 3, which is pretty high. I think we just skipped this last week because my hunger was only a 2. Feed. Feed, feed, feed. Good deal. I'm going to go feed. Just as you signal Moon Moon to hop out of the car and stretch its legs, the Xenogenetic sheep hurry away into the underbrush. You check the eastern sky. You make good time, and you still have a few hours before dawn, but there's a lot of territory out here. You need a plan. You check your folding knife. Oh, maybe I did do this. Because while you have a blood and tissue kit, you also need a sharp blade to bag something worth drinking. With survival, resolve, and awareness is pretty good. My resolve and drive is okay. I think Moon Moon, 2 or 4? 4 or 2. 2. I'll be patient. Moon Moon. Yeah. Yeah, the plane scene definitely happened before this. I'm gonna go with Moon Moon. Moon Moon's good people. We like Moon Moon. You scratch Moon Moon's ear. The Lobo is ready. I'm trained in wilderness and survival. Okay, that didn't really do anything. I'll be patient. I think is our best. My resolve is 4 and my awareness is 3. So that's really going to be our best option. Yeah. One was my choice last time. Oops, what did I do? Wits survival. My wits is a 1. My survival's a 2. That sounds terrible. Oh, yeah. So then let's do resolve and awareness. I'm going to be patient, but my keen senses will help me sniff out prey when the wind changes. There we go. The antelope don't see you coming until it's too late. 3 quick strides and you're atop it. Its legs kick uselessly in the dust, then Moon Moon pins it, and you sink your fangs into its neck. It relaxes in your embrace. You cradle the animal as you drain it dry. In less than a minute, it's a withered bag of skin and fur. You wipe your lips and return to your car as satisfied as a vampire can ever be with animal blood. So what did that do to my hunger's back to a 1? Cool. Dr. Caul's facility consists of several structures. You see a long, low building of green glass and white concrete, trailers for long-term personnel, and a parking lot with Elena's Dotson, but no Elena. There's also a little outdoor coffee shop with a patio. Behind the main building is a refurbished ranch, a garage for the ATVs, a landing strip for light aircraft. A high chain-linked fence dotted with security cameras surrounds most of the facility. quadcopter drones drift overhead as you stop at the main gate. The woman guarding the yellow gate takes one look at your laminated introductory letter and immediately buzzes you through. You go on ahead to the intersection, she says, and turn right. There's a trailer waiting for you, number 23. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I'm not even sure that she was Second Inquisition. I think she's just legit FBI, but that doesn't mean that she's not working for the Inquisition that doesn't know it. Who knows? We'll find out. The trailer is clean and blandly furnished, except for the thick maroon drapes, which look like they were borrowed from a castle. They completely blot out the sun. Oh, I'm sorry. Though it still feels safer to sleep in the made-up storage space under the table than on the bed. Moon takes the bed anyway. Dr. Caul knows you're here, but you don't have time to worry about that just yet. The moment the sun crosses the horizon, you're asleep. Once you're dressed and cleaned up, you leave Moon and walk around before you head inside. The facility's security right now is just one guy with a holstered pistol and a Tajtik, a curved Klingon knife next to a metal detector. He's watching his laptop in a big atrium with shiny faux marble walls and lots of glass. It's probably busy during the day, but right now it's quiet, though not deserted. Outside the main facility is a detached security office and a little cafe. There's a gap between them where the fence doesn't cover, though there are cameras everywhere in that direction. No one seems to pay much attention to you, though the quadcopter drones keep you company. No threats, at least not yet. You pass through security. Yeah, the Klingon guy. You enter a circular room illuminated with giant red hologram of a hemoglobin molecule. It's labeled KXG, Kiowa Xenogenetics. A party is in full swing. 20 scientists and technicians are chatting, drinking wine from fancy glasses, and gathered around a baby grand piano where a man in a tweed jacket is playing ragtime. Whiteboards read, "Congratulations, Dr. Takahashi, on your," and then a complex formula. You spot a few equations you recognize from academic studies, but whatever Dr. Takahashi's discovered, it's far beyond your immediate grasp. There's Vani. "You must be the courier," a young woman says. "My name is Vani Anand. Dr. Caul will be here in a few minutes. Until then, help yourself to some wine, and I apologize beforehand if anyone badgers you." Sorry. "We're trapped in here for months at a time, like Antarctic researchers, and anyone new is interesting." Vani isn't dressed for the party. She's wearing a loose-fitting work shirt full of pins and notebooks, though she's put on gold earrings that sometimes gleam red in the holographic light. Before you can chat, Vani gets a text and excuses herself, leaving you at the edge of the party. You scan the crowd, contemplating how to make a good first impression with these people. Dr. Caul will react badly to information you're carrying, and you don't want your behavior here to make her mood even worse. I scan the crowd for threats, any weird sorcery on display. I'm always interested in weird stuff. Any masquerade violations. I hate to be a narc, but even this far out in the wilderness, we can't have any sorcery in the open. I like the second one. Oh, sorry, guys. I woke up super early this morning for some reason, and I took a short nap, but it didn't seem to help. Yeah, two it is. Cool. The weird thing is that hologram. You're not sure how it's being generated. A masquerade violation or weird tech. You're not sure. Most of the scientists look well off and well fed. There's an old money smell to the lot of them. From WASP doctors listening to the ragtime piano to the comfortable looking computer scientists, most of them immigrants from India and Pakistan. Everyone seems pleased with themselves and a little bored, except one red-haired woman who skulks in the shadows, pale and sullen looking. She has the wan look of a blood doll, but her blue eyes are hard and wild as a trapped wolf's. She wears a long green moss. She wears a long moss green cardigan that she keeps pulling down over her wrists and silver rings with occult symbols. You can only read part of her shirt under the cardigan. ECT Tech ACE Trade It. Latin? The Tremere are a bunch of creepy warlocks, but they normally hide better than this. No wonder Prince Latal wants this place shut down. As the crowd moves, you spot Alina. She's hawking her knives at a little stand outside the party. Two security guards are arguing about whether to buy the Doktog, that's the Klingon blade that pops open, or the larger but simpler Mek'leth. She waves you away when you approach and starts upselling them to the Batleth. You consider whom to approach and what they want, potential allies for you and Julian to uncover the secrets of this place, perhaps to increase your own power, or maybe you should try to put Dr. Caul in a good mood for your inevitable meeting. This is an upscale and friendly facility. I persuade them to like me. I want to get in good with them and, by extension, Dr. Caul. I corner the witch and impress her with my knowledge of the occult. I need powerful allies, and I want to know more about this place. That's what we did last time, I'm pretty sure. I want information. It should be easy to pretend that I'm a science reporter, and ask the scientists questions, though they'll be mad if they realize I'm misrepresenting myself. I'm going to canvass for information and use my investigation skills to learn what Dr. Caul is up to. It should be easy if I focus purely on facts. Someone here is probably a spy for Dr. Caul herself, a ghoul or an apprentice. I look around for body language that gives them away, seeking information and allies. I like number 2. I think we're going to go with number 2. Yeah. The redhead looks you up and down, and her face flashes through a dozen expressions in a second. Hate, fear, loathing, longing, contempt, fascination. Though she's insane, and there are a thousand ways to go insane out here, but you don't know exactly what's wrong with her. She finally settles on an expression of cool contempt. When she plants her hands on her hips, you can read her entire shirt. Reject technocracy, embrace tradition. Her wrists are covered in intricate scars. So, she says, what the hell are you? Whoever this woman is, she's seen enough that the masquerade doesn't apply to her. A courier, you say. You scan the iconography of her rings, and noting everything familiar. And you are unexpected. I see symbols for Lilith and Bahari, Futhark runes, hermetic alchemy, Duran key sorcery, but I don't know how you expect them to fit together. No, there is no knowledge, Leech. There's only the will. Oh shit, it's a mage. Julian told you what to do if you ever came across a real one. So you turn and get ready to run, but then you turn back and look to the witch in the eyes. Something has been scooped out. It takes you a moment to realize that particular kind of emptiness and despair. You've been bloodbound, you say. Drink the blood of the same vampire 3 times and you belong to that vampire. It doesn't matter if you're a bank teller, a witch, or Cain himself. This woman used to be more, but now she's just one of Dr. Caul's servants. To get closer so my eyes don't have to struggle so much, hopefully. I don't know. We're going to see. Determined to protect her pride, the witch says, I work with Dr. Caul, for Dr. Caul. I make the snow room for snow for the snow room. She says, she starts muttering to herself, dark and angry. You take a step back as the scientists watch the witch with disgust and fear. The snow room? Interesting. Ah, there you are, Vonnie says, appearing at your side and taking you by the shoulder. Vonnie and the witch lock gazes. Vonnie isn't the one who backs down. She steers you away from the red-headed woman. Giselle is dangerous, she says. Stay away from her. Why, you ask? Because she used to be something more than the rest of us, Vonnie says, and now she's something much less. She came here to destroy Dr. Caul, and Invidia destroyed her instead. To destroy Dr. Caul, not to kill her. It sounds like Vonnie knows who employs her. Sorry. Hello, Ransom, a cool and professional voice says. Dr. Caul sounds like she's the voice of a computer assistant. She's dressed for the celebration in a long red and black dress. It takes your eyes a moment to resolve the serpents and wolves that form the design. She holds out her black gloved hand for you to shake or kiss. You decide to shake. I have heard so much about you, she says. Her face is dark, her hair jet black and worn in a flapper bob. She has thick, expressive eyebrows that bounce around whenever she talks. Her features are animated and friendly, in contrast to her flat, chilling, hypnotic voice. Dr. Caul glances around at the party and says, I'll be back in a few minutes to enjoy the party. Everyone, tough for now. She gives an elegant little wave, then gestures for you to follow the way she might order a dog around. It doesn't seem like Alina is welcome. Everyone in the spill zone knows what we are, she says, pointing to a sign that resembles hands spilling something out of a bowl. She ushers you through another silent sliding door into a stark, minimalistic chamber with hexagonal white floor tiles and cool white walls. Artifacts of sorcery are visible behind frosted glass or in clutches atop hard plastic pedestals. You see mummy fragments and incanabula, fragmentary scrolls, and broken amulets. There's a diagram of the California Stonehenge they found a few years back. You've heard of that since kindred say it was some kind of ritual site. The far side of the room contains a Louis the XIV escritoire, a shaker table with a phonograph and an apparatus for reading wax cylinders, and a microfilm reader. Dr. Caul scans the Latin document Prince Latau prepared for her, tosses it on an end of the table. Vonnie, her assistant, places it carefully on a coffee table so her mistress won't lose it. Two studious-looking and handsome young men lounge on the couches nearby, reading books in a language you can't identify. Dr. Caul introduces them as Renee and Sonam. They don't look up. Prince Latau tells you what news I should expect, she says, but I already know what happened to Jasper Knowles. He was a friend and colleague, and I had to sever ties I had to sever ties with him when I learned he was experimenting on kindred. We all must draw our line in the sand somewhere. I will miss him. There's Dr. Caul. Dr. Caul strips off her black gloves, revealing long black nails and a garnet ring. Vonnie hands her a lab coat. You think quickly as the Tremere twists the knobs of the microfiche reader and starts reading the first page of Prince Latau's document rescinding her authority to operate this facility. You should probably say something to soften the blow. Or you should use this moment of vulnerability to extract more information about the snow room. What is it, Doctor? Renee says. He and Sonam approach the reader. A few other scholars wander in, talking quietly among themselves about occult and scientific matters, but they keep a cautious distance. That's interesting. From Dr. Caul, only Vonnie was willing to get close. Okay, so I need to take charge and lead her slowly towards the revelation about what's on that microfiche so she doesn't explode in rage around her bud dolls, manipulation and leadership. Latau didn't tell me anything. It shouldn't be that hard to stay cool and lie. I don't want any of the blowback. That's command and subterfuge. I think it's about your work here. I start asking questions about her research, hoping my scientific knowledge will get her to reveal something interesting before she reads the bad news. Yeah, I think 3 is the only option there. And I'm actually just going to go ahead and take it. You distract her long enough to ask about the snow room. And she says, how do you know about that? Vonnie... Make sure Dr. Takahashi hasn't been getting drunk and chatting with the regular scientists again. Yes, ma'am, Vonnie says. After you ask her a few more pointed questions about what you already overheard, questions that indicate an impressive understanding of medical science, Dr. Caul says, last year, a witch came here to kill me. As you may know, Clan Tremere was once House Tremere, a cabal of mortal wizards. Many of those wizards still hate us, and so do their allies, witches, occultists, and other mortal riffraff. One of them decided to test my defenses. She belongs to me now, a blood bond servitor. Her slavish devotion to me has all but destroyed her power, but she and I have worked off and on to transfer her arts into a framework that Clan Tremere can employ. The details, I'm afraid, are beyond your understanding. That's true, you're no sorcerer. Her gaze returns to the microfiche reader. You feel her rage building as she reads and consider what to say. She's impressed by your scientific acumen. You wonder if you can strike some sort of deal, but just as you start to make a proposal, Renee, who has been reading along over Dr. Caul's shoulder, touches her arm and says, it's going to be okay, Invidia. Okay? You think this is okay? She stands up and slaps Renee, knocking the much larger man to the tile floor. After a moment's thought, you know what you might be able to say before her beast breaks free. It's a long shot, but you can offer your scientific skill as an intermediary. That offer might calm her down. Calm down, Sonam says. That wasn't what to say. Dr. Caul grabs Sonam's skull. Blood runs from beneath her fingernails. Alchemically transforms, it smokes and fulminates like acid. Sonam can't even scream as the flesh drips from his skull. The other occultists scream in horror, drop their books, running for the exit. But when the corrosive steam rising from Sonam's corpse reaches the ceiling, the facility's fire detectors go off and a massive security door starts to close. An ear-splitting alarm goes off. Dr. Caul turns, both hands dripping with corrosive acid that blackens the tile floor. You throw yourself behind a couch as Dr. Caul lashes out with her corrosive blood. The chair next to you dissolves, throwing up spumes of noxious gas. Your beast screams inside your brain as if it were surrounded by flames. It tells you to flee, to do anything other than confront the corrosive blood. Barely in control, you don't dare approach her to attack, not with so much unnatural acid dripping from her fingers. How could he? Dr. Caul screams, her face scrunched up in fury. I've done everything for him. She turns and a wave of corrosive blood blackens the microfiche reader, filling the room with the stink of burning plastic. Her garnet ring flashes with thaumaturgic power. I hold the door open and order the humans to flee. That'll give Dr. Caul a chance to strike at me. That'll give her a chance to strike at me. I need to talk her down. I say calm and polite and ease the Tremere out of her bestial rage. I look for somewhere to hide or to stay away from the acid until this passes. A vampire's rage doesn't last forever. I circle her, then dive acrobatically out of the way of the corrosive vitae. I, I can dodge for longer than she can spit acid, and this way she focuses on me, not the occultists. I think you're right. Number 2. You approach her carefully as her hands. I should probably mute that. Sorry. As her hands and eyes burn, your own hands raise, your eyes lock on hers. These are your pupils, Dr. Caul, your students. A Tremere would never harm them. Focus your will and banish your rage. Her eyes continue to shine, but the corrosive vitae that leaks from beneath her fingernails trickles to a halt. Ego Tremere, she whispers. Milius mihi est. Her eyes return to their normal dark brown. She stares at you, stares at the slimy heap that once was her blood doll, Sonam, and collapses on the nearest chair that's still in one piece. You haven't caught me at best, Ransom, the Tremere says, her voice bleak. Vonnie and the occultists are plastered against the far wall, unwilling to approach the Tremere. Oh, okay. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get up for a couple of minutes and walk around. I'm going to put the countdown screen back up for just a couple minutes. My eyes are having some trouble, and I know it's just because I'm tired. I'm going to see if I can get some tea or something with some caffeine to kind of perk me up a little. So give me a couple minutes, and I'll be right back, and then we'll get back to the story. All right. Sorry. We're going to see how that works. Now I have a cat that's attacking my foot. Yeah. So, cool. Next. A moment later, the door flies open again, and Gazelle, the witch, strides in, her long red hair streaming out behind her. She shred her green cardigan. Shed. Oh, cool. Do I need to worry about that? I don't see any note that it is. I'm not sure. I don't know. How do I tell? Quit licking me, you weirdo. Okay, cool. A moment later, the door flies open again, and Gazelle, the witch, strides in, long red hair streaming out behind her. She's shed the green cardigan, revealing the ritual scars on her wrists. What happened, she says, her eyes narrowing dangerously at you even as she moves protectively towards Dr. Caul. You recognize the desperate eagerness to protect and please and protect. It's true then. Caul has bloodbound a witch. I made a mistake, Gazelle. The Tremere says, her tone bleak. Sonam is dead. She seems to remember your presence. Oh, Ransom, this is Gazelle. She came to kill me for stealing her witchcraft, and I bound her. Now she loves me. Funny, isn't it? Don't say it like that, Gazelle says, tucking a black lock behind Dr. Caul's ear. I want to be here. I want to learn from you. Of course you do, Tremere says. Her tone of contempt is more acidic than her fingernails. Clean up this mess, Gazelle. I should put in an appearance at the party. Make up some likely story to tell people. I know how you love explaining this sort of thing. So, Vonnie asks Dr. Caul a half hour later in her private office, what are we going to do? She's on Caul's desk, sitting on her hands to prevent them from shaking. Return to the party, the Tremere says. She strips out of her sooty dress with the brusque efficiency of someone unconcerned with material things, wipes herself down with a sponge, and lets Vonnie hand her a slip, followed by a red and black kimono. But first, Ransom, I need to deal with you, Caul says. You will remain at Kiowa Xenogenetics until I have composed a response to Prince Latau. Don't speak, she holds up her hand. The garnet ring flashes dangerously. And don't worry, my response won't be a bomb I ask you to carry back, but I need to find a way to accommodate Prince Latau's orders. Until then, you stay. Vonnie, show them to their room. Also, don't make fun of me too much for my coffee cup that says potato soup on it, because this is just what we have in the house. Oh, that's good. Okay. The thing is, including your trusty Lobo, your things, including your trusty Lobo, arrive in your room a few minutes later. Or a few minutes after you do. It's a large, well-appointed, windowless chamber that feels like a prison cell, despite the comfortable furnishings. Vonnie hands you a key card. You're not a prisoner, she says. She bites her lip and studies you, as if you've impressed her, but then she says, make yourself comfortable, and hurries back down the hall. Vonnie might prove a valuable ally if you can win her over. It looks like you're going to be here for a few nights while Dr. Caul crafts her response to Prince Latau. The mistress of the facility has also identified Alina and installed her in an adjacent room. You sort of hoped Alina's presence would elude Dr. Caul. On the other hand, Alina has already procured a map of the facility. You spend the first night noting interesting areas: incinerator, organic slurry processing chambers 1 through 4, main security, but large sections of the map are blank. You and Alina will have to explore on your own to get a feel for this place. I'm not going to let myself get stuck here. I head to the parking lot, move my car for a fast getaway. It'll take wits to find a good spot to hide it. Yeah, I think there's multiple choices here, if I remember correctly. I use my leadership talents to send Alina to learn more about the snow room and Dr. Caul's cloning work. Using my leadership skills, I send Alina out to make sure I have a clear escape route in case things go wrong. Me and my crowbar friend are working tonight. It'll take some muscle, but I want to make sure I have plenty of open doors between me and the way out. Can I do anything about Dr. Caul's occult defenses? I put my scientific education to good use and try to learn more about the snow room. I think that's what we did last time. I talk to the occultists, impressing them with my arcane lore and natural charm to learn what I can. I use my wits to send Moon out so I can find some quick ways for us to escape. I canvass the corridors of this place look for clues. I want to know more about the snow room and Dr. Caul's cloning research. I think we did that one and the last one. I hack into the computer network to learn more about the snow room and Dr. Caul's cloning work. So my intelligence is a 2, or my intelligence is a 4, my technology is a 1, my resolve is 4, everything else is 1s up in my stats. I do actually have leadership. Let's go back. What are my leadership? Charisma. My charisma's crap. My charisma's crap, and I only have 1 dot in academics. Let's do the last one. I think that's where we start. There's plenty of weird tech at Kiowa Xenogenetics, but the computers are simple Linux boxes. The wireless is password protected, so you poke around online until you learn that some of the outside the spill zone researchers are using old chat systems to gossip with their peers in related fields. You download an IRC program and snoop around a few channels, posing as an IT security consultant and answering all their questions correctly. Soon, most of the people in the chat sort of forget you're there. There's a flurry of speculation about Chinese genetic research, artificial meat, and related subjects. Using your knowledge of computer science and how it intersects with KXG's research, you carefully nudge the subject back towards their own black ops. You listen carefully as the KXG folk talk about their daily routine, including one guy who, you're pretty sure, is describing the outside of the snow room. Then you grab your paper map of the facility and load up a stopwatch program. This one idiot is happily outlining the computers he moves between. You cross off 3 potential locations for the snow room. Right? I did not play this game over IRC, but I did do a lot of other stuff on IRC in like 1895, like forever ago. We're old, David. Don't worry. That's really good. You soon find yourself. Oh, that leaves only one. It has to be there. You get out of the chat and leave your room. You soon find yourself standing in front of the huge hangar-like doors that lead to what can only be the snow room. You spend a few minutes recording every scrap of information you can, from the model number of the HVAC equipment to the brands of biomedical waste you find in a plastic trash bin outside, to the occult runes carved on the floor and ceiling. Now, how the hell can you get inside? With 5 clusters of cameras always pointed at the door and armed guards stationed at the intersections, you're forced to retreat as a guard patrol appears, but you have everything you need except the door code. You spend the rest of the night running searches based on information you've gathered. As you scan Google Scholar, JSTOR, and parts of the dark web that cater to the intersection of criminality and the occult, you start to piece together what Dr. Caul was doing. Cloned cell samples, modified vitae, xenogenetics, cryogenic preservation, necromancy. She's making clones. Not human or animal clones, not living clones at all. With vitae and thaumaturgy and whatever kind of magic that witch of hers can work, Dr. Caul is cloning dead tissue. She's cloning vampires. Oh, hey, look at that. I have to make another option, or another choice. My wits and drive is not bad. When we sent Moon out last week, it did not work well. And I felt like Moon was in danger. I'm leaning towards 1. I don't see anything else. We can't do anything about the occult defenses, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong there. But setting myself up for a good, quick escape by moving my car might be a good idea. Yeah, there's nothing good about cloning vampires. That sounds like a terrible idea. Also, Sean, good to see you. Glad you're here. Number 4? Do you think we can... why not? Sure. Just enough about the occult to know that without a practical understanding of blood sorcery, messing around with any of the weird spidery runes in the intersection areas of the facility would just get you vaporized. Well, then why did you give me an option? That was... Okay, that's fine. I like number 1. I'm going to go with number 1. Because I think my wits is pretty okay, right? Nope. That's a 2. Wow. I don't think any of these are good. Charisma leadership is 2. My strength clandestine is a 1. And my animalism wits, my wits is a 1, right? Yeah. My animalism's a 1. So none of these are good. Let's go with... send the dog. Moon isn't exactly intelligent, even with your vitae flowing through their veins, but they're clever and perceptive, especially when it comes to escape routes from dangerous situations. And though you don't want your Lobo running around in public areas, the researchers in the spill zone are used to seeing weird shit. As long as Moon has a lanyard, they probably won't bother him. Your Lobo returns later that evening, look pleased with themselves. They lassie around you and around until you agree to follow. Then they show you a secret way out past the cafeteria, of course. The little used corridors lead right to an emergency exit and outside. Oh, well, that worked just fine. Fantastic. Well. Yay. The next night, someone knocks at your door moments after sunset. Gazelle is standing in the doorway. She looks pale and ragged. And her long green cardigan is dark with blood where it clings to her wrists. She looks like she's been crying. Dr. Caul wants to see you, she says. Clean yourself up. You have 10 minutes. From the tone of her voice, you suspect this might be your final night at Kiowa Xenogenetics. Hold on. Sorry. Important question from my roommate about Dairy Queen. What do I want? I want an Oreo Blizzard. Yeah, well, I wouldn't be eating DQ except that somebody else is ordering it, so what are you going to do? Oh, that's still really hot. Hot chihuahuas. Right, exactly. So I made a black and green tea fusion in my potato cup. I don't know if you can see my potato cup. And then I put, because my roommate had it, a white chocolate peppermint bark creamer in it, and it's freaking awesome. It's like it's got just a little bitterness of tea, but then all like the peppermint bark chocolate stuff. It's really good. What are you doing? No, stop clawing my chair. What do you need? No, don't bite me. You're such a dick. And Duke is now pawing at my chair because he took my stool and wants to be friendly. Anyway, from the tone of her voice, you suspect this might be your final night at Kiowa Xenogenetics. You grab everything you have, including your duffel bag, and check your exits in case you have to move fast. You're reasonably confident that you and Alina can evade Dr. Caul's regular guards and static security if you need to. And Gazelle looks like 30 miles of a bad road. It's the Tremere who worries you. You follow the witch into the spill zone. You're led, not to her office, but deeper into the facility until you reach the huge steel hanger-like door of the snow room. You permit yourself a self-satisfied smile. Your investigations have already revealed as much as anyone could learn about this place without actually going inside, and now it looks like you're going inside. This is the snow room, Gazelle says, her voice tired. She glances at you out of the corner of your eye, but you just shrug as if you have no idea what it is. It's where Dr. Caul and I conduct our research into how to mimic and emulate vampiric flesh. Are you happy with your work, Gazelle? It's awful what the blood bond has done to this woman. I keep my mouth shut. I really, really want to see what Dr. Caul has been brewing up here. I scan for exits in case things go bad. Where is Elena? I'm worried for her. Yeah, so it turns out Dairy Queen is closed and they won't deliver. So I'm not getting it. That's a solid choice, Roxy. Snickerdoodle Blizzard is a good choice. And an ice cream cookie. Because, I mean, you wouldn't want to just DoorDash just the Blizzard. That doesn't make any sense. You have to also get the cookie. Hey, if you're not part of our Discord, now's a good time to join. You don't get anything for it, but you can see fantastic pictures of food that people are making. And talk to us. And, hang out. And make fun of Star Trek. And, just hang out and be cool. Go join our Discord. Click the link. It'll be fun. That's my sales pitch. I'm going to go with number 2, because I like number 2. The doors... Yeah, software vanilla code would be hard for delivery. The door opens silently despite its size, and a blast of cold air hits you. The cold never bothered me anyway. The cold can't hurt you unless you freeze solid, but you're still close enough to life that you find the sensation viscerally unpleasant. Gazelle, her normal haughty demeanor gone, shrinks away from the cold air. When the door closes again, she's on the other side of it. So is Moon Moon. Not exactly sure where to go, you pass through a cold room full of brushed steel tanks. It probably was, and I feel no remorse in my bad joke about the cold not bothering me. Not sure exactly where to go. You pass through a cold room full of brushed steel tanks, attached to thick tubes, electrical cables, and laptops propped open on folding metal desks. The next room resembles a meat locker, except carcasses hung from chains aren't cows or pigs, and neat grids delineate the walls and floor. Separation from Moon Moon for snowy moment with Invidia Caul. I'm not getting... those are all English words, but they are not putting together in my mind a thing. Yeah. You use what you already know about the snow room to help you memorize everything you see. Everything you remember here. Active chat is active. Oh, that's fair. No, you're good. You're good. You use what you already know. Everything you remember here is worth more than gold to Julian. Dr. Caul is waiting towards the back of the next chamber. She's wearing a plain black lab coat with KXG on the lapel. Here, the grid-like order of the rooms breaks down, replaced by mounds of dirty brown snow that slowly merges with icy walls. Overhead, fans drive sub-zero air down onto the snow. Good evening, Ransom, the Tremere says. I've thought long and hard about Prince Latau's message, and I think I have a solution. I want you to destroy me. I don't actually like riddles, Doctor. So you can be what? Reborn? Now I'm a little curious. Dark resurrections are cool. Before an elder destroys you for violating some tradition or another? Stupid traditions. Maybe I can drink her blood and consume her soul. I'm interested. Dark Res is cool. I'm going to go with that one, because Dark Resurrections are cool. Oh, you think so? Number 4? Yeah, let's go with number 4. That's fine. No? Wait, no what? Not 4. Listen, it's not a crime if you don't get caught. And if they don't check you. I'm not a member of the Camarilla. Can't hold me beholden to your laws. No, because the stupid Nosferatu is going to check. We did have this discussion. That's fine. Whatever. Then I'm going with number 2. Dark Resurrections are cool. Just like Fez's. Nothing so melodramatic. This is politics, not metaphysics. Caul picks her way over the dirty snow. After a moment, she reaches elbow deep into it and hauls out a naked woman who stares at you blankly. Her With her face slack instead of animated, you barely recognize Invidia Caul. The real Caul gets the corpse clone into a lab coat. The clone's feet are black with blood and decorated with Gazelle's runes. No wonder the witch could barely stand. When the Camarilla banned most forms of electronic communication, well, but Kane's not the real head of the vampires. We in the Camarilla don't believe that. That's just silly. It's just silly. When the Camarilla banned most forms of electronic communication, the real Dr. Caul says, Clan Tremere thought it could just build an occult network, but that was hacked too. That's how Gazelle found me. She and I are good friends now, of course, but it was clear to me that thaumaturgy, invented centuries ago, was as vulnerable as any other old and unsecure communication protocol. The original plan was to use my clones as couriers, both in the normal fashion and by encoding them with information that could be read through genome analysis. But they never quite worked, and well, it seems Prince Latal disagrees with my work here anyway. She takes a moment to master her rage, then goes on. You're familiar with the Second Inquisition, Ransom? Organized hunters, they show up when we act like monsters. Yes, they showed up when the Camarilla thought it could keep us safe and failed once again. I've been dodging their government agents. Might as well share what information I can. We're all in this together. I have heard the name. I want to stay silent before this Tremere entangles me in some plot that can get me destroyed. I like 2. 2 or 3. I mean, she is a dirty usurper. She would probably think it's okay. And for the record, this character has Diablerized once before. Did I go with 2? Yeah, I think I did too. This character Diablerized once before with one of the Banu Hakim, one of the Assamites. I'm not sure why they quit calling them Assamites and now call them Banu Hakim. Maybe I should look into that. I'm going to go with number 2. The Camarilla has a deadly enemy in the Second Inquisition, but not all hunters are like that. Some are dangerous buffoons who are in over their heads. A group like that attacked me the last time I left my facility. I killed most of them, but a few got away and they're still looking for me. I'd like to give myself to them. She gestures to her clone. Once everyone thinks I've been destroyed, I'll have time to transfer my research elsewhere, away from Latal. We're self-funding now. I don't need him. You glance around the room. It's just you, Dr. Caul, the half-buried clones, and a few technicians up on the balcony above you. Icy pipes run out of a massive tank on the far wall. An elaborate coolant system surrounded by warning signs. Huge chains dangle from the ceiling, their purpose unclear. The doors nearby are locked. The Tremere watches you impassively. This might sound mercenary, but what's in it for me? Who are these vampire hunters? I'm impressed by the audacity of Dr. Caul's plans, but I need more detail. This sounds like a good way to get torn apart by Molotov cocktails and shotgun fire. I'm not going to get myself destroyed for Dr. Caul. I really think you can trick Latal this way. You really think you can trick Latal this way. I fear Dr. Caul is underestimating the prince. I like number 1. Yeah, the ministry, it really throws me off too. I'm going to go let the cat into the garage. No, come on. Two or 4. Yeah, I kind of want something for this, so I'm gonna go with 1. That depends on what you want, Dr. Caul says. Enough blood to get you home, obviously, and money if you'd like, and of course I can teach you many things. Oh. And if neither knowledge nor money appeal, what about this? She holds up her garnet ring. It holds Vitae. Gazelle and I are forging a better vision. That may be the end of poor Gazelle, but she's mostly lost her powers anyway. Yeah, more learn. I'm with you on that one. Especially since I'll get access to freaking acid fingers. You sit back and consider your options. The Tremere is probably right that the vampire hunters aren't that dangerous unless you make a mistake. Your biggest concern is the Prince of Tucson. Your relationship with the traditions of the Camarilla is complex and sometimes ambiguous, and Prince Latal's relationship with you seems equally uncertain. It would be a real shame to turn that ambiguous relationship into a hostile one. And Latal is no fool. He'll learn the truth eventually. On the other hand, eventually is not the same as now. Right now, you're in the heart of Dr. Caul's territory, and you know she will not take refusal well. I might be willing to help you. Are you willing to commit time to teaching me? I'm interested in helping you. Would you be willing to help a friend of mine? Julian could use a blood witch of your talents. I'm willing to help you, but I could really use your ring. It's that simple. Cash payment in exchange for helping you fake your destruction? You know the Camarilla won't let me help you. I picked my side. I won't work for you. I rise and dare her to stop me. I'm with number one, kind of with number two. If we're going to piss off one person, we could, flirt up. We have to be aware that that's going to, really want me to learn. Yeah, David, I knew any chance for me to learn blood magic. Yeah, be selfish. I am, and I'll provide the necessary text for you to begin your arcane journey. You can conduct the transaction right now if you'd like. I'll help you, but you have to teach me. Secrets are more valuable than a distant prince's will. Yeah, okay. Dr. Caul removes her lab coat and rolls up her sleeve. Get it over with, she says. You notice that she's a bit squeamish about what she is and what her existence necessitates. Nevertheless, you kneel. Her blood is like starlight, cold and clear, full of patterns you can't understand. You drag yourself away, only a little dazed. Awful, Dr. Caul says with a little shudder, but now your real studies can begin. Your real studies consist of a syllabus, 30 pages, and a trunk full of books, 35,000 pages. Cheese and rice. But are you disappointed, Ransom? She says with a little laugh. Were you expecting something more mystical? A bolt of cosmic enlightenment? A conversation with your holy guardian, angel, who would reveal the answers you seek? She bangs the trunk as technicians get ready to load it into your car. Get reading. Oh, that's rude. Dr. Caul smiles, a dazzling expression that ripples across her face and momentarily makes her look like a real person, not an animated corpse. Dang right, it's better than yours. But then your heavy brow knits together in thought. This will take careful timing, she says. Ideally, here is what will happen. IC-12 here gets into your car. It looks like I'm going to Tucson to speak directly to Prince Latal. I will drive to where the vampire hunters are staying. I know several Camarilla fronts between here and Tucson. When we reach one, you text me with a number that corresponds to where you are. Then real me tells the vampire hunters where you are. You stop to get gas. They show up. You peel out, leaving IC-12 vulnerable. They burn her to ash. Since you're at a Camarilla front, at least one of Prince Latal's retainers witnesses my destruction. You've tangled with hunters before, so you and the Tremere go over every possible detail and angle of approach until late in the night. She also offers you some of her cultists for feeding. By the next evening, you're full of vitae and ready to go. Dr. Caul slips a positively antique burner phone into your front pocket. Text me when you find a good place. I need to prepare a good disguise so I can meet the hunters. What about Elena? She might be able to help. I'm still not happy with how little I know about this plan. I'm not getting dusted for some blood witch. I want to ask you about Gazelle. She's suffering, you know. I can't wait to beat the shit out of some scrub hunters. I'm going to go with the first one. Yeah. One or two. Yeah, let's go with two, because endangering Elena sounds dumb. I like Elena almost as much as I like Moon Moon. You've wandered the highways for too long if you fear a van full of scrub hunters. Like, how dangerous is it to hunt scrub? Are we, like, really? Like, is it like most dangerous game? Like, kind of hunting for scrub? That was a joke. Call says, considering this a learning opportunity and a chance to hone your skills. Dr. Call disappears as she makes plans. I can't see my own face. There's my face. Oh, what happened to my face? Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, much easier than hunting snipe. Much, much easier. There we go. I see my face. There, perfect. Okay. Dr. Call disappears to make plans. IC-12 isn't much of a conversationalist, but she can follow basic instructions and even recite a few rote sentences. You stick a pair of cheap sunglasses on her face so no one notices her fake stare. An hour outside Tucson, in a place called Mescal, you spot an eagle circling overhead. You can't tell if it's Riga, but from the overcrowded look of the nearby mobile home park, you know that the kindred are active here. I can't. Yeah, it's true. I can't see your smiles or your eye rolls. You pull into one of the 24-hour gas stations Dr. Call believes Prince Latal monitors, a rundown Quick Mart between an upscale residential neighborhood and those mobile homes. The woods dividing the community are full of concertina wire to keep people on their side of the line. You send a text to Dr. Call. 8. This is the 8th of 23 locations you and she planned. She'll pass the message along to the vampire hunters who have already been alerted to your movement in the area. Then all you have to do is shove IC-12 out the passenger door and get out. This is a good location. The garage near the gas station belongs to Prince Latal, and another one you passed a mile back has the Karambit logo of one Julian Sims company. You noticed it on the way here. 2 defensible locations within a few miles isn't bad. You park your BMW in an out-of-the-way spot and get IC-12 outside so you don't lose the car if someone blows her up with surplus military weaponry. Then you and Moon Moon circle the Quick Mart on foot, checking for ways out of town, both in your car and on foot. When you get back within sight of the car, you spot a black Econoline van rolling slowly through the Quick Mart parking lot. Off-road light bar, rear winch, tinted windows, those are hunters. They park and 4 men hop out of the back of the armed truck with a mix of shotguns and machetes, good weapons for putting vampires down. The driver is the last to exit. Like the others, she's wearing body armor and her neck is conspicuously protected by an iron collar. These aren't frightful amateurs. Still, when they spot IC-12 and start closing in, you realize that Dr. Call's plan is working. They'll be able to surround and destroy her without difficulty, and you have a clear path back to your car. Then all 5 hunters drop in less than a second. A moment later, IC-12 falls with something in her back that looks like a sparkler. She screams once as the hissing white sparkler flares, then it burns her to ash. The next shot hits you dead center. You're slammed against a chain link fence on your knees. You hear the hiss of the flare ignite. You look down and realize it's hit the burner phone Dr. Call gave you. You wrench it out of your front pocket, fighting your terrified beast, and hurl it away. A few seconds later, it explodes in a shower of white sparks, momentarily blinding you. You hear radio chatter as white sparks dance before your eyes. Primary target eliminated. Irregulars removed. Engaging secondary target now. Well, this is no good. 2 agents with Phoenix badges on their arms close in. Unlike a lot of hunters, these troops have identification. They're with the 111th Military Intelligence Brigade. The SI must be infiltrating the U.S. Army. They're holding modified shotguns, almost certainly dragon breath rounds. This is no good. Incendiaries that will burn you to ash. 4 more agents fan out behind them, armed with heavy automatic rifles. Their flak vests say FBI. The agents aren't wearing night vision goggles because of the flares, so they momentarily lost you in the darkness. But they move with cool professionalism, turning on the flashlights attached to their weapons and sweeping the Quick Mart parking lot. You really only have two choices. Do you go for your car now or later? They haven't noticed your car yet. They'll find you eventually on foot, but you can try luring them away from your car. Or just jump in the BMW now and peel out before they're organized. Oh, I don't know if she set me up. I think that she tried to get the hunters, and I think the hunters were being followed. Because they called them... I can't see what they called them. Yeah, I wish my drive was better too. There's a lot. My combat is crap. My strength and combat are gone. So 2 or 3 and 4 are out. My athletics is not good. It's out. So I'm getting in my BMW and driving away. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, except the books, the car's full of books. Like, that's important. My resolve and drive is better than my dex and drive, right? My resolve is a 4. My dex is a 1. My drive is a 1. So I like number 2. I like number 2, or number, 6? 2 or 6? What do you guys think? Yeah, I think that she called the hunters and told them that the 2 of us were going to be there, and the amateurs were being monitored by the actual SI. 2? Okay, I'm going to go with 2. Dragon's Breath is one of those threats kindreds are taught to fear, but don't really worry about, like Methuselah's or the vampires of Cathay. Modifying a shotgun to fire incendiary rounds usually results in a shotgun that explodes in your face. Even if you get it right, the heat soon destroys the barrel. It's almost never worth it, unless you're the SI. The 2 heavily armored agents level their modified shotguns as you start the BMW's engine. Then Moon darts between them and they shoot at them, missing badly and igniting a Jeep Wrangler parked nearby. Your Lobo jumps through your passenger side window. They reload, take aim again, and that's when you slam into them at 25 miles an hour. They fly back into the black Econoline. One shotgun discharges, igniting the underside of the van. You accelerate hard as bullets fly all around you, maneuvering around the burning van, and peel out onto the main road. When you risk a glance in the rearview mirror, you see 2 agents down and the Econoline ablaze. That went perfectly. Oh, whew, yay Moon, right? Like, if you don't take animalism in Moon, how many times would you have been effed in this story? Like, there's just no way you get through it without dying. John woke up with a joke. Yeah. You enjoy the freedom of the open road for about 5 seconds. Then 2 black Buick Avenires peel out of the nice residential community you're driving past and try to wedge you in. You hit the brakes and they collide with each other, not you. One of the SUVs smashes through a half dozen mailboxes, spins out. Ooh, that's a federal crime. You can't hit mailboxes. And falls behind, but the other one closes in. You need to make a decision fast. Oh no. You might be able to outdrive them, but you're also close to both Prince Latau's territory and Julian's. You could head for either of their garages and hope that they like you enough to let you in. Neither one of them like me. Or fend off a combined Army, FBI, etc. kill team. My dex sucks. My wits is okay. I guess. Hold on. So, my wits and dex both are trash. My streetwise, which is something I picked up, is good. My drive is okay. So, doesn't matter. Those are both equal. My relationships say trash. All trash. Just so much trash. That's great. So, I have 4 really bad choices. Wait, what's my wits? Yeah. Fart. Well, it's been a good game. No matter what I choose here, I probably just lose something. What do you guys think? Because I'm a little lost on which one to choose. I will say this game got a little intense. I'm kind of liking that. Okay. Headlights off one did work once before. That's true. That's true. Call is dead. Yeah, let's go with Camaria. I think that's yeah. Let's just do that. The local mobile home park is in a tangled hive of overlapping temporary structures, so tightly packed that it must violate 100 zoning ordinances. They're all ones. All of those stats were ones. One in wits, one in dex, one in drive, one in streetwise. It was all trash. That kind of slum reeks of kindred intervention and maintenance. It's a feeding ground. And at the edge of the hive is a heavy adobe building with 2 garage bays and boarded up windows. That has to be one of the Camaria's garages. Bullets fly past your windshield as an agent leans out the passenger window of the Buick SUV and opens fire. You slam the accelerator and weave around a recycling bin in the middle of the street. The SUV obliterates it and keeps coming. You know that garage is Camaria, and you know they see you. But do they care? The garage door opens. You yank your BMW's e-brake and scream inside in a cloud of burned rubber and stop an inch from the far wall. Small arms fire peppers the SUV, which suddenly veers off. Then the garage door closes. You're safe. Yay! What the hell were you thinking? A fat mechanic shouts, pointing a heavy revolver at Moon Moon. Whoa! Why are you pointing a gun at Moon Moon? No! I'm killing you. You don't threaten my dog. As they hops out of the BMW's open door. They were thinking that our cover is already fucked, so they might as well hide here. Dove, Prince Latal's Nosferatu second in command, waves the mechanic away, and then asks a woman with a bolt-action rifle, "Are they still out there?" They've fallen back, the woman says, "but they know we're here." And it's all because this fucker, the mechanic starts again, waving his gun at you. "It's because you let that rat's nest fester," Dove says. They probably figured us out years ago. Now the good times are over, everybody's getting ready to pack your shit up. It's 4:30, but you're less than an hour from Tucson. You're dragooned into helping Dove and the locals pack up and abandon this experiment in easy living. The car rides a little heavy, but you're surrounded by a convoy of vans and pickup trucks, and the SI doesn't try anything. Dove drops you off at your parking garage and keeps moving. Nice. It's like a double win. That worked, and your ice cream arrived. A politely worded letter from Vani is waiting for you. How did she know this? Why would she know where my freaking haven is? That seems like a dumb thing. I would not have told anyone, but whatever. She's returned to Los Angeles to perform postdoctorate work in microbiology. There's a life after serving a premier scientist after all. You call Covenant Pawn Shop from a payphone and make sure Elena's all right. She's better than all right. She cut some kind of deal with Dr. Caul before everything went down and is now several occult artifacts richer. They probably don't have any real power, but they're worth a lot to the right buyer. You've learned some interesting things about Dr. Caul's facility. Julian might want to know what you've learned. His Dropbox isn't far, but you suspect that whatever Julian gets up to with Dr. Caul's research, it may draw both the Camaria and SI attention. I write up everything I learned for Julian. Hopefully he'll be able to use this information to advance his plans. I ran up some of what I learned, but I want payment for my hard work. I think that second one's pretty good. I wrote up what I learned about the facility and drop it in the Banu Hakim's box. It's increasingly clear that Julian is my best option to stay alive, not the Camaria. I'm not sharing with Julian. I can't risk alienating Prince Latal. I'm burying this research. All it can do is make more vampires and make our awful existence more convenient. Oh, you don't like Julian anymore. I thought we were all flirty-turty with him. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one. Yeah, let's get some payment. Like, that's not the worst thing. Do you think so? Hey, Tentacle Greg. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to go with what Tentacle Greg says. You print out a hard copy. Like, I'm in like a little like manager's room. How am I? Do I have a printer? Whatever. You print out a hard copy outlining what you've learned. Drop off the summary. You're sure to make the hints that you drop as tantalizing as possible. The next night, you find an envelope with $4,000 stuffed under your doorway. So you finish the write up and drop off everything you've learned. Hey, listen, $4,000. I could use $4,000 right now. I'd sell out vampires for $4,000 right now. A few nights later, one of Dove's retainers knocks on your door and tells you to meet the prince at the Viper around midnight. While looking down through the floor-to-ceiling glass windows at the frenzied dance floor, the Eagle Prince interrogates you about the SI attack and Dr. Caul's final death. You tell the prince what you saw, which is easy since you really did watch Dr. Caul crumble to ash. Either Prince Latau is a better liar than you ever will be, which is possible, or he really believes that the Tremere was destroyed the other night. And of course, since you successfully completed the delivery mission, you get more money to stuff under your mattress. You return to the parking garage and park your SUV. Or BMW. I don't know how to read letters. I'm going to go look at my inventory. I like to be flush with cash. Oh, we are flush with cash. That is some money. That is some money. Yeah. Okay. I feel good about that. I have heard of Kinko's, and there's no such thing as Kinko's anymore. It's all FedEx. FedEx, Kinko's. But still, I've got to... No. Listen, people in my haven, printers just coming out of nowhere, makes me real nervous. We're going to do a couple more. Okay. That day you dream of sand. Smoke rises from the twin wrecks that stain the dunes. Your albatross was merely a functional machine, adequate if unloved, but the prototype staggering spad your rival flew was a thing of beauty. Oh, that's right, this is the plane thing. You have many wars, but never one. You have seen many wars, but never one so unlovely as this one. Your shattered legs are still healing, better than burning, you tell yourself. Then sand slides down another dune. The other pilot. His goggles and cap are gone, so his shaggy blonde hair gleams in the moonlight. He sees you, draws a pistol, then puts it away. You should be dead, you say. You try Arabic, then French. I fell from horses when I was alive, he answers, and now I fall from planes. They both hurt about as much. The nearest village is 30 miles to the north. Shall we walk together? As you walk, you consider what this means. Well, I mean, vampires probably could use smartphones, but flip phones are cheap or are like safer for burners. I learned this from watching everything that ever has a criminal in it, but mostly Sons of Anarchy. August 1917. This pointless war has filled you with doubts. You joined. Why did you even join? To become a hero? To prove yourself to the Banu Hakim elders of the Ottoman Empire? Yes, I agree. It does not work on capacitive glass, except that they probably would design a glove that would let it. Yeah, that John's got it right. But now you realize the smallness of the truth. For Cainites, the highest virtue is survival. Just getting by from night to night is all one can really ask. Maybe other things can follow that. Mercy or rage, art or wealth, but without mere survival, there is nothing. This truth is harsh but inarguable. I must prioritize perpetuating my existence. I take care of myself, but I'm not going to survive just to survive. My existence needs more than that. I defy this false belief. Cainites are parasites of the world, and our existence is a blight. I might want to perpetuate my existence, but I will not call that a virtue. I like number 2. I really like number 2. And I have a feeling this is going to end up being... Hey, you guys are having a conversation. I'm getting confused. Because I think this is going to end up being a conviction. Because that's how we got the last one. So I'm going to go with number 2. You shake off these strange notions of survival at any cost and drag yourself out of sleep. You're not in North Africa during the Great War. You're not Ayla. Ayla is dead and gone. You're Ransom, and the sun has just set. You have work to do. Where to tonight? Well, I'll tell you where to tonight. We're going to stay right here. Because I need to, it's time. No, you're fine. You guys are absolutely fine. You enjoy your time in the chat. A couple of things. We are still doing Extra Life. Extra Life. Extra Life. There we go. That's the link. You can go over there and donate. The money goes straight to Riley Children's Hospital. I've got a goal of $500. I've got $115 right now. It'd be really great if I could raise some more money. So head over there if you've got any money to spare, and click on the thing and give a little money. That'd be great. On Thursday we'll be playing Illuminated Page, or playing Call of Cthulhu for Illuminated Page. We're in Singapore right now, getting ready to head to Shanghai. That's going to be an interesting chapter. We'll see how terrible that goes for our players. I'm looking forward to how terrible it's going to go. We didn't lose anybody in Australia. That was half of a miracle. And then on Friday, I'll be playing Celesta, Crown of the Magister. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. I highly suggest coming out for that. And I think that's it. So you might survive. Who knows? Who knows? I don't think... I think Aaron got lucky with his sanity rolls. And he'll be lucky if he makes it out of Shanghai. I think we lose at least 2 of you in Shanghai, potentially 3. There's a high potential for 3. Shanghai is nasty. But the whole game is pretty nasty. Australia was a little light because I wanted to tell a better story than just slog you guys through. So we will be back next week with this. Hopefully it'll pick up from where it's at and we won't have another mysterious disappearance of a plane. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see you guys on Thursday. Thanks for coming out.